Hey, Work Positive Nation, how honest are you with your colleagues at work? When was the last candid conversation you had at work? Or are you trying to fake it till someone else makes it? My guest on this episode of the Work Positive Podcast helps you instill honesty and candor as core values because they're essential qualities of a vibrant culture. In fact, that's the name of her company, Build a Vibrant Culture. So, are you ready to tell the truth and build a vibrant culture in which everyone takes the initiative and owns their work? Then let's go.
Welcome to the Work Positive Podcast with your host, executive coach, and culture architect, Dr. Joey Fawcett. Discover strategies and tactics that work positive as Dr. Joey talks with industry leaders who create a positive work culture that attracts top talent and reduces team turnover. Discover how you can create a work-positive culture that increases productivity and profits. Here's your host, Dr. Joey.
Work Positive Nation, help me welcome my new best friend and soon to be yours too. Here is Nicole Greer. Nicole, welcome to the Work Positive Podcast, my friend.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I am delighted. In fact, Nicole and I have gotten to know each other so well, I've decided that she is the younger sister my dad never told me about.
Yeah, well, you know Daddy.
Yeah, I do know Daddy. By the way, as you're listening to this amazing episode, this epic episode, Work Positive Nation, scroll over to vibrantculture.com, unless you're walking the dog or on the Peloton or something, and it's in the show notes. But just look at vibrantculture.com. You're absolutely going to love it. And we'll talk more about why you'll love it in just a little bit. Nicole, give us your definition, because you work with so many companies. Give us your definition of what a vibrant culture is.
Yeah, a vibrant culture is when you walk in the door and the people seem happy. They're doing the work they love. They understand where they are going. They have expectations laid out. They're being held accountable, and they are using their strengths and their talents and their skills to do work that's going to help somebody somewhere. And they have connected the dots between who they are, what they're doing, and how it serves everybody. So really integrated person.
Is this company taking applicants? Because I'd love to sign up for that very company.
Yeah.
I think all of Work Positive Nation just leaned in and said, "I want to work there."
Oh, we all do.
You said so many amazing things. First of all, they're happy. Talk about happiness in a vibrant culture.
Yeah. Well, my first degree that I got was this little coaching certificate that I got in 2007. And so I became an executive coach. And they had the most plain concepts, but like when it was explained to me and they showed me a picture, it's like the first time I think I really got it. And here's the truth about every human on planet Earth is that we're on the feeling scale. So the word happy is at the top of the feeling scale, like angry, tired, upset, angry. Those things are at the bottom of the feeling scale. And what leaders need to understand is that we need to produce an environment for people to thrive. And that environment has to take people up the feeling scale. So the number one thing that we can do with our employees is communicate with them. That's the number one thing. Talk to your employees. And the thing they need to know is like, where are we going? What is your role in the vision? And what skills and talents do we want you to bring to the party? And then when you're winning, when you're producing results, your performance is excellent, we tell you. And when your performance is not perfect or could be better, we coach you so that you can be better. Because here's what I believe about every person on planet Earth is they do want to do good. There is a population that wakes up and says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be really terrible today. I know they're out there. I try to avoid them.
I've worked with them.
Yeah. Well, we got to coach. Well, the vast majority of people, though, they want to have a good day. Yeah. That's how we greet each other. Have a good day.
Yeah, but it's almost a euphemism in some places. So, yeah, we all really want to be happy. I want to talk about communication for just a minute.
Yeah.
It sounds so simple, tell the people what you need from them. Tell them where we're going, what you need from them, and how their strengths can become skills that we use to get there. What keeps us from doing what sounds simple, but evidently is not easy because so few of us leaders do it?
Yeah. I would say the number one thing that is missing is the vision. And I think people are very confused about what a vision is, what a mission statement is, what core values are. I'd love to
Yeah.
talk about all that if you want to. And people are like, please don't talk about that. Everybody talks about it. I'm tired of hearing it. I don't know. But a vision is a compelling, exciting place on the calendar in the future where our current state is altered to a better state.
Mm.
And when we talk about that future, we're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till we get there. When we get there, it's going to be awesome.
I know.
And it's kind of, right. It's just like going on vacation. The funnest part about going on vacation is like thinking about it. Let's say you were going to today is your wife's birthday, you told me.
Yep.
So let's pretend that you're going to surprise her. And this is a very good idea. You should probably buy tickets when we hang up.
Well, she doesn't like surprises after 41 years because a few of mine didn't land. But they were more for me than her, I guess. But anyway, we collaborated around a trip this summer to Punta Cana. So that's the
nice.
Yeah, so that's the trip that's going to be her birthday, right? And
that's fantastic.
And yes, to your point, the anticipation is she's got to get a new bathing suit. She's got to choose new outfits, and a bathing suit requires a bathing suit cover and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, the anticipation of that is amazing. Yeah, I'll throw stuff in a bag the night before and pull stuff out of the closet, right? We'll be gone. But yeah, for her, that's part of the jazz is getting ready.
100%. And like, where are we going to eat? And where are we going to go? And what shows are we going to see? And what beach are we going to sit on? And all the stuff. And leaders need to come up with that idea of where we're going. Now, I think they're scared. Leaders are scared to say this is where we're going to be. Somebody needs to tell us there's a brighter future. And post-COVID, I think people are like, we don't know what's going to happen. That's the way it's been since Adam and Eve were rolling around the garden. They didn't know. And you can't know. You have to have this thing called faith, and you have to cast this vision of how it's going to be. Because here's the thing, employees can't help you get there if they don't know where we're going. So you have to cast the vision. It's not optional.
Right.
And when you cast that vision, it typically will have growth in the life of your employees. For example, if we currently have 12 locations and in 5 years we're going to double in size, what does that mean? Well, it means that we're going to need regional supervisors. We're going to need this position in marketing we've never had before. We're going to need this. We're going to need that. And so you're not promising the employee that they will have any of those positions or that this whole thing will even happen. But what you are saying is, I'm the leader and I'm working on it. I'm working on getting all of us a better future. And that brings hope. And when people have hope, they're happy.
Yes, and particularly Gen Z really needs hope right now and in the workplace. So, Nicole, you've done an amazing job of reminding me of what my friend Dr. Bob Johansen talks about. And that is, so often we think that we as leaders must have certainty. We're going to be here by certainty.
There is no certainty.
When actually, my crystal ball's foggy most every day. But actually, what our team members are looking for, our followers, if you will, they're looking for clarity. You know, this is the direction we're going in, exactly what you're saying. Here, we want to double. Let's work and see how far we get. Who do you know that can be a regional supervisor, or who would you like to bring on our team to help us get there? Those kinds of things. So it's the clarity of the vision, not the certainty of the vision, because people have enough sense to know that stuff happens every day, right?
100%.
Yeah.
I can rest if I know the person in charge of my company is getting after it. No, I've worked places where I've worked for a visionary and it was wonderful. And we pulled things off. I worked for a company called Summit Properties and John Gray was my leader. He was amazing. He told us where we were going all the time. And he was looking at KPIs and performance. And he was like, we're on our way. We're on our way. And he would reassure us, we're doing great. Or this happened and we're not doing great. We got to do great. We'd all buckle down and work hard for John. And then I've worked for people where they're like, it's time to do the budget. And we'd be like, oh, okay. And people think the
Everybody
budget is
wants to have a budget party, right?
right. And here's what I think. I think some leaders think the budget is the vision. That's all the work they're doing is like the numbers, and you do need to know the numbers, but what is behind the revenue that we're stating we're going to get?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the 12 new locations. They were talking about all these numbers, but you have to tell the story that creates the budget, that makes the way forward, that produces the NOI that we, go around and we put money into capital expenditures to grow, build buildings, buy equipment, do whatever. We got to let people in on that story.
And even drilling the story down to the characters in the story. For instance, who are our ideal clients or ideal customers? What problems are we solving of theirs? And then when I can see the way that my daily tasks fit in to that mission of the company and the problems that we're solving for others, I'm energized. I'm happy. Thanks for clarifying that and communicating that to me, because I'm all on Team Acme Corporation or whatever it is then, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Absolutely.
So it seems that leaders, again, are the key, as my friend Lindsay Dowd likes to talk about, is top-down culture, right? They're not the culture, but they set the pace for the culture and clarify the vision, which gives people a certain sense of security that we're actually going somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. When we get into Punta Cana,
absolutely,
I want the pilot to know where Punta Cana is, right?
Me
you don't have
too.
to tell me.
Yeah.
I don't need to know the route exactly, but I just need to know that they've got it locked in and that we're going to land there, at least close to it, right?
100%.
Yeah, so I love it. That's a great lesson for all of us. So let's say I am communicating better as a leader. I'm clarifying the vision. Our people are capturing that vision because they hear my story. And you and I are both Southerners, so we love to tell stories, right? Just sit on the front porch and tell some stories. Hearing the story, they see themselves in that story. So that's built on attractive, vibrant culture. How do I, when I'm seeking to attract top talent, Nicole, how do I communicate to this person in interviews and getting to know you sessions, what have you? How do I communicate that best so that they're attracted to the vibrant culture that we have?
Yeah. So there's this thing called the employee life cycle. Everybody Google it and print one off and stick it on a bulletin board in your office. So to attract top talent, it starts with the job placement ad. That's the first thing. Okay. So I'll tell you a little bit about what a job placement ad looks like if I do one. So in my company, Vibrant Culture, I do recruiting for some of my clients and I love it. And for example, we were looking for a marketing person. And so when I place the ad, it says marketing expert extraordinaire. And you might be thinking, oh my God, that's ridiculous. But let me tell you something. And an eagle employee, an awesome person, not a turkey, an eagle, looks at that and they say, I am extraordinaire. I have expertise in marketing. Now, that's the first thing that catches their attention. Now, the second thing is I don't go into what marketing is about because the people applying for this job know what marketing is about usually. So the next 5 or 6 questions that I ask, or that are like rhetorical on the job placement ad, say things like this. Are you a happy person? Do you see the glass as half full? Do you love communicating with your coworkers to create something new and different that's never been seen before? I keep asking these 4 or 5 questions at the beginning of the job placement ad. Here's what's happening right there. The top talent are answering these questions in their mind. Yes. That's me. I do that. Okay. And then the turkeys who are looking at this particular job placement ad, I call them eagles and turkeys. The turkeys are looking at it going, this job placement ad is ridiculous. And they don't apply. And I think,
it'll never work.
Thank you. Yeah. This is a bunch of stuff. Who wrote this? Okay. Don't work for us because we think the glass is half full. We're happy. We love communicating. And so you have to put the language in there that you want to attract to that particular position. So you need to personify your job placement ads with what your culture is like or what you want your culture to be like from top down. I love what your friend said.
Right from the get-go.
So I think it starts there. And then I think from there, we continue to ask those questions that help us find out if this person is emotionally intelligent, isn't selfish, has high quality character, and then like almost secondary, some of you listening might think this is not right, but almost secondarily, do they know marketing? I want a good person who matches and fits. And then I will ask you, how do you create a good brand? Or what are the secrets to getting 4,000 million followers on TikTok? Later on, you can ask all that, which I don't think they have the answer to that, or somebody would be selling it for a fortune. But I think at first, what you really want is a good fit human for your culture, your vibrant culture.
Yeah, because culture fit comes first. And
100%.
All the technical stuff, to play off your marketing example, as fast as everything's changing in marketing right now, they're going to have to train and retrain like every other week just to keep up with what AI is offering, right?
Yeah.
So, the right fit. But boy, we get it in reverse, don't we? Lead with, look at a marketer who has worked with Salesforce and HubSpot, and all that's important. It's great. It's wonderful. 2 amazing companies I just mentioned. However, if you don't smile or at least raise your eyebrows when that person walks in the room or comes in Zoom with you, it's just not a fit, right? And since we spend 70% of our waking hours at work, I want to hang out with people I'd have over for a dinner party, right?
Me too.
Yeah, and just get that kind of work done.
100%.
So let's say that I attract them because I've built out a highly communicative, happy culture that's vibrant, right? Vibrantculture.com is the website. If you want to toggle over there right now, help yourself, and you can listen to us talk about vibrantculture.com. And we'll tell you more about what's there in just a minute. By the way, her name is Nicole Greer, right? Not Kidman, but
yes,
Greer.
Sir.
Nicole Greer, even though you might look at her if you're on YouTube and say, hey, she looks a little bit like Nicole Kidman, right?
No, not hardly. In my dreams.
Hey, we've already got a Nicole Kidman. We need for you to be the best Nicole Greer we can find, right? So let's say that we want to avoid the date hard and then not pay attention once we're married syndrome. So how do I stop the revolving door if I dated hard and just forgot to pay attention to them? What are some key ingredients of a vibrant culture that reduces team turnover, Nicole?
Yeah. All right. So here is what we need to do to have employee engagement and stop the back door. I'm going to say something spicy. So everybody hold on to your Peloton. So I am not a big fan of employee engagement surveys. I don't really like them. And let me tell you why. Because I have many a client who have put out these employee engagement surveys and they get requests or complaints or concerns from their employees that they will never be able to fix, like pay rates and compensation stuff, and we need a new building or whatever. There are constraints on a building, on a business. So everybody needs to understand there's constraints. Now, again, I think what employees want, especially people who look at the job placement ad and say, I'm happy, my glass is half full, I'm extraordinary. They understand that, first of all. And number 2, they want to grow themselves. And if you grow the employee, you will have a very happy employee. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to do employee performance management. And to put that in a nutshell, what that means is if Nicole has 5 people on her team, I go to my calendar and I have sacred, holy time that I spend with those employees on a weekly, bi-weekly, maybe every 3 weeks. Don't tell me you can't do every 3 weeks. Don't tell me that, because you could find the time it was important. So you sit down. Now, you might have a 5-minute conversation with an employee, or you might have a 5-hour conversation with an employee. But what that employee wants you to do, please don't miss my language, is to engage with them. That's employee engagement. Let's say that I sit down with John and Susan and Tiara, and I talk to them individually and I say, what's going on? How's things going? What have you learned this week? What obstacles were in your way? Then I say to them, what are you going to do between this session we're having right now and the next time we get together? What are you going to work on? And I am holding them accountable for stretching, growing, and making themselves bigger. Now, most people understand you're not going to get promoted. You're not going to make more money if you don't expand your capacity, your capabilities, your skills, your talents. And if somebody truly sits down with me and teaches me communication, emotional intelligence, sales, marketing, whatever the thing is we're doing, how to deal with customers, how to deal with conflict, then I'm not growing. And I think a lot of managers are MIA. Where is my manager? So I got a quick story about that. So this young gal, I'm speaking at a SHRM meeting, which is Society for Human Resource Management meeting. And I'm talking about this very thing, employee performance management. And that woman gets with me afterwards, and she's young, 28 years old or something like that. And she says, my boss has me on the calendar, but every week she cancels on me.
Oh, no. Oh,
and she's in human resources. Don't miss that.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Because, see, she's an eagle. This young lady is an eagle. She doesn't need a lot of tending. So first thing comes up, she cancels on her good person, her really good person. What's going to happen to that eagle? She's going to fly, man. She's going to be out of there.
Yep.
That's employee engagement, is being with your people. And you will do less work. Please don't miss that. You will do less work if you get your people's capacity up. That's the other reason to do it.
Yeah. Wow. It'd be better just not to make that appointment than it would be to cancel it every week, because what's the message that's sending? You're not
she's so irritated.
Yeah. When it may be something different. Hey, Sally's not giving me any trouble, so I don't need to meet with her. If you focus on the weaknesses, now they need to be shored up for sure. But if you just focus on the weaknesses rather than playing to your strengths, what does that do to the culture of the company? It's not vibrant. It's dying because you're making withdrawals from her emotional bank. So we're back to that scale of feeling, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's absolutely amazing. Nicole Greer is my guest on this episode of the Work Positive Podcast. Vibrantculture.com is the website. Nicole, when we go there, what are we going to find?
When you go there, you will find all sorts of things. There's a podcast that you can listen to. There's a blog. There's a list of the services that I provide, and also the different programs that I do when I come in and I do training with people. So go over there and take a peek, and also a place for you to fill out a contact me form so you can reach out and I'll call you.
Wonderful. So if I'm looking for a speaker for a SHRM meeting, boom, I'm
your gal.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate that so much. And there's a book forthcoming about vibrant cultures one day, right?
Yes, it's in the process.
Right,
absolutely.
Right. Well, I'm connecting Nicole, and here it is publicly. I'm connecting Nicole with my good friend, Michelle Prince, who helps people get a book out. And you can go to a retreat in Florida in January where the weather's warm. Does that sound appealing to you?
I like my toes in some hot sand. Yes.
That's amazing. Nicole, Work Positive Nation always wants me to ask my guest, what's one thing? So Nicole Greer, what's your one thing you would say to Work Positive Nation to start doing today to create a positive, vibrant work culture?
Get a career path in place for every single employee that's on the payroll.
What does a career path look like in a vibrant culture?
What that looks like is it is a step-by-step map that shows people this is where you are. You've had a conversation about where do you want to go, and we have laid out different steps you need to make, ways to increase your capacity and your value to get you over here. Okay. This gives people hope. It makes them happy to know that there's more that is possible in their life. It gives them hope about their future. I don't know. I don't know what's happened in your career. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But every time I came home from work and I told David, they're considering me for a promotion, it strengthened my family life. My husband was like, oh, I am married to a smart chick. And the same thing happened when he came home. And he said, this happened to me at work today. I'm like, oh my gosh, I married the right guy. And then we know the children will go to college. Like, we forget that work provides so many positive outcomes. And so we connect those dots. But most people get into an organization and they don't have the clear runway. Now, can we promise that these things will come true in people's lives? We cannot promise it, but we can prepare people. And here's the thing. I understand that the more talent I have, the more valuable I am. So sometimes leaders will say to me, they'll say, not everybody wants that. Not everybody wants to get promoted. Not everybody wants that. And I'm like, I know. And it is because there has never been a leader in their life that sat them down and said, you know what? You've got untapped potential. And on my watch, I'm going to get it out of you because you'll be more valuable. You'll make more money. It's possible you could get promoted. Could be that your wife could be happier with you. All of these great things could come out of your development. Some of us never got that. So we do have a very closed-minded attitude, like, I'm just working for the man. Okay, now you're working for this man or this woman who is going to help you. I don't know a person on the planet that doesn't want to become more than what they are today. And so that's what we have to do. Get them a little path.
That's the key, is becoming, regardless of title, regardless of promotion.
Yes.
Even more so in most surveys I've seen than the extra money, which is always nice. Don't turn it down. But if I can align what I'm doing today, my strengths today, with, as you say, a career path or a progressive development of who I am, building skills on top of those strengths so that I'm becoming a better and better and better version of myself, who doesn't want to work at a place like that, right?
Right. Well, I bet you've read the John Maxwell books. Have y'all out there ever heard of this guy, John Maxwell? Get one of his 47,000 books and read it. But
he wrote down everything he ever thought.
That's right, which is wonderful for the rest of us.
Yes, we're so blessed.
But he has this book called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And one of the laws in there is the law of the lid. And if you just pulled that little thing out of there and shared it with your employees this week in your one-on-one that you're going to have, and say, the only thing holding you back is you.
Yes.
If you want to make more money, you want to go somewhere, you got to remove the lid. And so what is the lid? It could be my attitude. It could be I'm missing a skill. I'm missing a piece of knowledge. I don't have the college degree, whatever the stuff is. Mm-hmm. But after we are 18 years old and we leave the house, we need somebody to come in and help develop us. Usually mommy and daddy are done to a certain extent. And now we need leaders who will help get that. Here's what I like to say. Take what is possible and turn it into the probable. That's what we need to do.
I love it. I love it.
And a lot of times we're focused on the tactics and the to-do list. Mm-hmm. But we need to, as my coach would say, work on our who's, not how.
Yeah. Dan Sullivan wrote an amazing book, Not How. I love it. Nicole Greer is my guest on this episode of the Work Positive Podcast. VibrantCulture.com is the website. Do yourself a big favor and go there right now. Find out ways you can interact more with Work Positive Nation, my new best friend, Nicole Greer. Nicole, thanks for sharing your wisdom with us today, for the gift of your time and information. I'm better for it. I know Work Positive Nation is as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a delight.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Work Positive Podcast. Please share this podcast with your friends who are HR and small business leaders so they can do one thing today to create a positive work culture that increases productivity and profits. I'd like to give you a free Work Positive course just for listening. It's called Something to Talk About, and it's transformed the work conversations of so many people all over the world. Get your free copy when you go to workpositive.today/something to talk about, and you can start transforming your conversations today. Remember, It pays to work positive.